Hello, and welcome to another episode of In My Experience with yours truly, Christine DeGinto. This podcast is a space where I speak from lived experience. The moments that shaped me, challenged me, and changed the way that I understand myself in the world. The awakenings, the breakdowns, the moments that cracked me open, asked me to stay present, be embodied, and be honest with myself. I share my stories not to persuade or define truth for anyone else, but to offer perspective, to explore the gray areas we don't often have language for, to slow things down and listen more closely to what's happening beneath the surface. You'll hear solo episodes where I reflect on my own initiations, spiritual gifts, and the systems that tried to define me. And conversations with guests who have walked strange, beautiful, and sometimes painful paths of their own and come back with wisdom to share with us. I invite you to take what resonates, leave the rest, and trust your own experience as valid. Thank you for being here. This is In My Experience. Hi. Welcome to In My Experience if you're new here, and welcome back if you've joined me before. I wanted to update and give a little bit of information. Status update. Yesterday was Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of the women in the world that are mothers, whether you have biological children or not. I think the gift of being a woman and in this world is the ability to be a mother to anyone who needs it. So shout out to all of you. I also wanted to say, recently I've noticed, I guess the past 2 episodes, I left a couple of things in there. I forgot to edit them out. Some Easter eggs, if you've noticed my mistakes. I noticed them, and I'll tell you what, I don't care. So I'm sorry if you do. I'll try my best, but I'm just out here. I'm not a professional. I'm trying my best, and sometimes, it's not perfect. That's fine. Something else I wanted to share, because lately this has been happening to me. So if it is also happening to you, I would like to offer a solution. Lately, with all of the energies going on and different priorities of mine to accomplish tasks in the day, homeschooling my daughter and continuing in my education as I have done since my awakening, I constantly take classes and courses on shamanism, Akashic Records, past life regression therapy. I take courses on anything that interests me, Qigong, just to continue my learning. I'm not an expert in anything, as I find, and I don't want to be. I would love to just absorb anything that comes to me in the moment, and I am definitely not a factual statistic person that's going to have all of the information and be able to cite my sources and state things as fact. Again, this is called In My Experience. So nothing here is fact. It's just, my beliefs. So in my recent times, it's been difficult for me to eat. I am not able to keep up with all of the things I need to do in a day, and I find that I'm not eating well. So I wanted to share with you all, if you're interested, those of you that are in the United States, and it seems to be available on the East and West Coast and parts of the Midwest, but you may need to look it up. A food delivery service called Thistle. It's healthy meals. You can get vegetarian options or omnivore options. You get to choose which meals you get, how much you get. You're not locked into any specific dollar amount every week, but I'll tell you what, it has been saving me to be able to open the refrigerator and have a crafted healthy meal that all I have to do is either just cut it up like a salad and eat it, or heat it up for a couple of minutes in a skillet. It's a lot less work, and honestly, what it would cost me to buy all of the ingredients, go out and go shopping, my time, whether I do that or if I get it delivered. It doesn't matter. It's just more expensive either way. Um, to buy all of the ingredients and then make it myself. The effort, the time, and though I love to cook, I recognize that I go through seasons where it's just not my priority. I just don't have that kind of energy in me. And that's okay, recognizing that. So, on that note, I wanted to share in the show notes, if you're interested, if you find that you're busy and you don't have time to cook, if you're looking for an option, I have a code to share with you through their PALS program, and I will put it in the show notes for you. If you are interested, you'll get $120 off, it looks like. Who knows? Only if you want to. And on that note, I also wanted to mention I have no intention of monetizing this or having ads at any point, but I do like to share things that I find and enjoy. I think one of the opportunities for me is to share my wisdom as a projector, a 4/6 projector, things that I find and enjoy. I enjoy sharing them. So, only if you're interested, check it out. Other than that, I wanted to bring up this upcoming episode with Mattie LeGros. She wanted me to mention the astral projection school that she is involved with. Florentin Ionita, elasticperception.com. Mastering astral projection without years of frustration is his tagline. And I will also have a link in the show notes for information into the course that Mattie took in her journey, learning astral projection, out of body experience, and working in her dreams. Today, I have a conversation to share that feels soft, expansive, and honestly kind of cosmic in the best possible way. I'm joined by Mattie LeGros, someone that I connected with through the Akashic Records. She booked with me and I had a session with her. She followed up with me about a year after our session and updated me on what had happened and unfolded after we met. I was so appreciative that she did that because she heard me talking on Amy Belair's podcast about my wish that people would. Previous clients that I've connected with, it's very meaningful, impactful, and an intimate connection that we share. Me going into your field and connecting with your energy, it lasts, it stays with me, and I appreciate always getting feedback and follow up over time, just to know, just helps. uh, so she did follow through. She came through with that and she updated me on what had been happening after we had our reading. One of the things that came up very clearly when we were working together was that she has an incredibly healing angelic frequency. We talked about her traveling around the world to sacred sites, following the energetic ley lines, getting activated by those points, and then further harmonizing and expanding her reach with her frequency. Her actual purpose is just to exist here as an angel on earth. I think it's so awesome when I connect with people like that. It's really it's so clearly seen. I'm able to recognize the purpose, and it can be difficult sometimes for people to hear that they really just are supposed to be here now and just existing. They're already fulfilling their purpose. Now, there's many different missions that you can have inside of that, but overall, your purpose is to just exist here now and be you. So, how beautiful. In our episode today, Mattie shares some of her experiences studying about astral projection, working with dream journals, out of body experiences that she's had in the past and is working to attain in the future, uh, revisiting sacred sites like the pyramids of Egypt, and using meditation and consciousness work as a form of healing. for both herself and the planet. As always, this podcast is based on lived experiences, personal perspectives, and open exploration. Take what resonates, leave the rest, and thank you for being here with us. Let's get into it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Mattie LeGros is here today. She's a former client and followed up with me so thankfully. I love when I hear back from people that I have readings with. Um, and because of her staying in touch with me, I reflected something back to her, and now we're here having a conversation. So I just want to let you take it away, Mattie.
Oh my God, thank you very much for having me. It's been a voyage really for me. And after we had our reading, I was like amazed at what you told me. And it was just everything just sort of made sense to me in that reading. And I had sort of all the stuff that was in a way coming through to me from that meeting from the Akashic Records. And I just thought, why not just tell you about it? Because I remember you wanting to hear from it would be nice to hear from your clients, how are they doing? What's going on with them? Because, you've had some input from the Akashic Records, and you still remember that. And it would be nice to sort of have some sort of follow up to see how people are doing. So I thought, why not just give you, a little email and tell you how I was doing. And, if, tell you all about the stuff that was happening to me. And
I
it
love
was
it.
like, yes. And I just thought, okay, I'll just write to you. When we just connected, and I thought, yeah, why not come on here and have a little chat and see how that goes.
Yes. And so, as part of our reading, I was describing to Mattie, and I hope this is okay with you that I kind of make it public. It's not really personal information, I hope.
That's okay. Yeah.
Um, but Mattie carries an angelic frequency. She is an angel on earth, and literally just being in her presence is healing. So, this is what I was seeing very, very clearly, and that she doesn't need to fine tune anything. Her higher self is very firmly connected. And now I'm remembering she was even kind of like, get out of here. Like, I don't need you to do anything. Because I was trying to like do something to like fine tune it for you to connect consciously, more consciously. And she was like, she like waved me away, and I was like, oh, that's she doesn't need my help, she said. I remember that was really funny, but
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I love that. I love the honesty.
Mm.
So yeah, so we were talking about how important it would be for her to travel physically to different ley lines, not only for her frequency to be transmitted in those spaces, but for her to also absorb and harmonize between the frequencies, and pick up codes that are held in those physical locations around the world. Um, and then when she followed up with me by email, she was saying that she started a course in lucid dreaming, out of body experiences, astral travel, which I find fascinating and frequently do, though I'm not consciously studying it. It's like a something that I should probably be consciously studying, but I would love to hear about some of your experiences, the work that you've been doing, the classes that you've been part of, and how that looks for you, because it's important to also recognize, even though she may not be physically traveling to these locations, when she astrally travels, she is still carrying her vibration. That vibration from the physical space is being encoded, the codes are being uploaded, it's all still happening. So we don't have to, it's, I just wanted to highlight like the transition from, for me, this is how I see it. It's kind of like 3D to 5D and beyond, is like we don't have to physically do anything. It's like all our consciousness, and it's not located in our brain, like only. It's it can be worked with. So, Mattie,
Mm.
please tell me a little bit about your interest in this. How did you get involved? When did you start looking into it? Tell me a little bit about the classes that you were part of, and then, you know, go from there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I started about a year ago with this school, and it's like a uh, astral projection school that you're a member of, and the guy who teaches there is called Florentine Ionita. And he has quite a lot of astral projections behind him. And he sort of teaches this in his classes. He has different types of, yeah, it's over like 12 weeks that you do the course. And you sort of follow his classes, and you have to do a lot of exercises. I mean, a lot of exercises is meditations that he has. You learn how to, especially start to learn to create your dream journal, which is very, very important. I mean, when I started doing my dream journal in the beginning, I had like maybe 3 words. So I sort of wrote those 3 words down,
Mm,
and it's sort of evolved from maybe 1 minute to I'm up to 15 minutes where I record my dreams in the morning, because I
that's
cannot write them
amazing.
down because I just wake up too much.
Yes,
So I have created on my phone. I just created a quick widget that I just tap in the morning, and I just sort of start recording and start talking into the memo.
that's
And
amazing.
later on in the day, I sort of check it out, and I transform it into a text, and I put it into my dream journal, and so I can sort of keep a dream journal this
I
way.
love that idea. It's like
Mm.
audio to like the transcript then
Yeah,
becomes your journal. I
exactly.
love that because yeah,
Yeah.
it's really a lot, especially it's such a left brain thing. I think I'm right about that. I don't even know anymore. And today, who knows? But it's the organized part that would write things down and
Yeah.
logically bring them through for you to write out.
Yeah.
It's too much when you just woke up and just work in a different reality where that doesn't that doesn't come into the equation. So it's just yeah, I love that you're able to just speak it out and then have it very
Yeah.
organized. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is very difficult because as soon as you start to become aware and awoken, then your brain sort of kicks away from the dream state
Yeah.
completely. It's just
Mhm.
you forget the dream, because a dream is not a thought, it's a feeling.
Mhm.
So once I start talking to my memo, I really have to close my eyes and really have to get back into the feeling of the dream, and then the images start coming to me, so I
Yeah.
can explain, the images and the storyline of my dreams,
Yes.
and so I can just get them taped, because
Yeah.
or else it's just I'm going to forget it. But it's up and down. It's not every morning that I have these. It
Mhm.
depends completely of if it's full moon, not full moon.
Yeah,
So
right.
yeah, so it's like really very up and down,
Yes.
depending on how I can remember my dreams, and how I wake up in the morning as well. I mean, if I wake up quickly and a bit panicky and just sit up in the bed straight away, then I've forgotten the dream completely. So you really have to lay down. You really have to sort of try to go a little bit back to sleep without falling asleep, to get back into that dream, to be able to recall it.
Yeah. I definitely know what you're talking about because as a kid, I would dream very frequently. I'm pretty sure we all dream every night. It's just we don't remember
Yeah.
it. But I'm all over the place. People tell me I'm in their dreams doing all kinds of things, and I'm like, wow, that's interesting. I'm sure it's true. Um, I even the other night I made a code word with my daughter because when she has dreams of me, sometimes she says that I get hyper and I
Mm.
start like dancing around and singing and like being real goofy. And I'm like, not that I don't do that, but I was like, are you sure that's me actually? Like, are you sure it's
Yeah.
actually me? And I was like, we should make code word, you know? And yeah, so we made some code words in a sequence. There's like multiple words that if I don't say them in the right order, it's not me.
Mm.
And I think that that's very important to do, even. And I was also thinking when you were talking about how it depends if you have dreams or not, it depends on your diet, it depends on your
Definitely.
stress level, it depends on everything. So many different factors. But as a kid, I would lucid dream and I would always, sometimes I would have bad dreams, but I would always change them. I could always
Mm.
either change them in the moment or I could go back in after I woke up and change them. And I would. And I had no idea that that was a gift of some sort. I thought that everyone could do that. It's very interesting. So, yeah, it is a very, is there a name for that state? I guess liminal, but like something else more scientific about when you're in that state to be able to reach both. I feel like it's different dimensions. It's not,
Yeah,
it's,
it is. I mean, it is a different dimension. It, depending on how far out you're going. I mean, I've had a an out of body twice in my life. I've had an out of body experience, and it's just like, you know, when you get out of your body, you're. It sounds so weird because you're just hovering on top of, you know, on top of yourself somehow and looking down at your body, and your body is just lying there relaxing and just cool chilling, and you're just hovering and you're so aware of what is going on, you're just seeing everything so clearly. And you know, once this happened for me, I just, you know, it was a second I was out, you know, flying in between the stars and just out there. And
mm-hmm,
but that is what I'm trying to achieve right now, also through this school. But it's difficult today because I think the older you get, the more difficult it is to become vivid, to have an out of body experience.
mm-hmm.
Because first of all, you know, you have a lot of issues. You may have some
Programs.
fears. Yeah, you have your
Yeah.
programs. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have fears. You have, you know, you're just not the same when you're a grown up as you are when you're a child, because
Mm-hmm.
when you're a child you sort of just do it because it's natural. It
Yeah.
just comes completely natural because
Which,
that
what
is
does
who
that
we
say?
are.
Exactly. Yeah.
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 I mean, we are, you know, we are here as physical beings, but we are here as a spirit having a physical experience, which we
Absolutely.
have forgotten.
Yes. But
We have completely forgotten it.
every night we go back and forth and, you know, we
Yeah,
don't realize it or it's just a dream. That's just your imagination. And it's
yeah.
like the imagination is the power source,
Mm,
the energy. And, you know, I think imagination lives in from hope and love and potential energy that is pure, you know? That's, I think, where your imagination comes from. That's why kids have it, you know?
yeah,
And so, yeah, it gets broken down over time. Unfortunately, it gets beaten out of us. And again, why do you think that is? But yeah, I just find it so fascinating. We spend half of our time asleep and we sort of just treat it like, oh, I have to go to bed. It's like, what? I get to go to bed. I get to sleep and experience what it's like, you know. It's funny how you see things one way or the other depending on what your focus is, but uh
yeah, exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit, when did you have these out of body experiences? And also wanted to mention the fact that you had them naturally means that you can. We all
Yeah.
can. But
Yes.
when you have those experiences like you did, you already know that it's possible. So it's somewhat easier. But I think, you know, it's important to especially with this kind of information, it's important to conceptualize it and study it as far as like how your mind works to understand it. Because when you go through that process, you may need to um, have that knowing help land in integrate so you're not afraid, because a few times I've had situations where I never saw my body. I never looked back and saw my body,
Mm.
but I knew that I wasn't in my body, if that makes sense. But when other external factors get involved, and then I would get an energy, kind of like a shock energy, like a surprise, that I
Yeah, yeah,
realize that I'm out of my body, that can snap you right back into your body.
exactly.
So you
Yeah.
have to like know what's going on so that you can allow it to happen without forcing it. It's a
Mm.
balance. It's like having all these plates up in the air.
Yeah, it is definitely a balance. I mean, if the first thing that's gonna bring you back to your body is definitely fear, even the slightest, or excitement. I mean,
Yeah.
you get all excited and you're like, whoa, oh my God, look, I'm out of body. I mean, you're gonna be right back in your body,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's pretty much what happened to me. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, even the excitement, you have to be completely
Yeah.
neutral. And you just have to, in a way, go with the
Expect it.
flow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just go with the flow and let whatever happens happen.
Hmm.
I mean, nothing bad can happen. I mean, you're a spirit, you're a light being. Nothing bad is going to happen. I mean, the only thing that's people sort of say, oh, they're going to see devils, or they're going to see bad things, demons. I mean, that's the imagination, and that's the upbringing of whatever you have been taught in your life,
Yeah.
as a child or as a grown up. It's a lot of those things that sort of also dominates your memory and your fears.
Hmm.
So that is what, some people might experience, but it has nothing to do what is going on the other side, because
Yes.
everything is just love. Everything is just light and love. So there is nothing bad on the other side.
Yes. Yes. Even like
Mm,
lower dimensional things they have their place in our ascension. Different contracts with entities, for example, someone may have in their life plan to help accelerate their growth and healing after they,
mm.
have to go through that realization of the attachment. So
Yeah,
there's a plan and everything. But
yeah.
yeah, uh, I I've never actively tried to astral project. I believe that I saw people astral projecting around my bed one night. Um,
Okay.
I could see like wavy heat. Um, it was like shaped like a body, shaped like a
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
It was invisible. There were probably 5 or 6 people like in a circle. Um,
Mm.
and yeah, it's kind of like a mirage looking or like over when something is hot, like above a grill or something when you see that
Yeah,
wave.
yeah, yeah.
But that's the only reason I could see it is because it was moving.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they were invisible. So I
Mm.
think that it was a different frequency.
Yeah,
And
probably. It sounds like it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Now I think things are around us all the time. It's kind of like the theory of like a T-Rex could be walking through your living room right now because all space and time and matter is like actually like it's just
At
so
the same time.
yeah, it's all happening
Yeah.
right now in the same
Yeah.
place, just different levels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very interesting. I love thinking about that. So,
Yeah. I mean,
yep,
it's the same as it doesn't it's the same if you look at you choose a channel on the TV.
very
But
true.
there's just because you're looking at that channel, it doesn't mean that there are maybe 100 other channels going on the same time. So
Yeah.
that's sort of the way you could look at it. I mean, life is just everything is just going on at the same time. the past, the present, the future, everything is just happening in the same time. But it's
Mm-hmm.
difficult sometimes for us to sort of comprehend that because, we've had a childhood, we've had teenage years, we've had the grown up, and, it seems like a really long time. But sometimes, I have a really strong feeling that our whole life, even though for me, I'm gonna be 63 soon, so it's been a long life, and when I think about it, it's just like life is just like this.
It's
It's
yeah.
just a second, just
Mm-hmm.
like this, and
Yep.
it's just everything has just happened so fast, and it feels like as if everything is happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I sort of go back a little bit and I see myself as a little girl and I try to help that little girl, and I know that I'm helping her when I go back with the things that I've been through when I was a child, and I know that I'm sending her love and I'm sending her just a lot of help just to try to help her get through whatever it is that she went through at that time. And I
Yeah.
see her, I
Yeah.
see her and I help her, and it's just, yeah, it's just life is just so strange in a
I
way.
I talk about that often as that's how we are our own angels. Is
Yeah,
that kind of work that you're doing? And like, okay, so if you were, able to go back in time, which you can, and you're yourself, you may have had a spiritual experience or felt the presence of an energy that gave you an uplifting feeling. That was you.
yeah,
Isn't it
exactly.
crazy? It's just
It
so cool.
is.
I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love thinking about it. Oh
It
gosh.
is. It's so crazy. It is. I mean, life is just, yeah,
Anything
just
is
crazy.
possible. Anything is possible. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
In the best way.
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me a little bit, does this also include remote viewing or is that different?
And this class does not do remote viewing. It's just to get you to to get you to have the astral projection.
Okay.
It's the whole course is sort of helping you to get that to that level of having the astral projection. Of course, I have a lot of um, I have a lot of problems with my body. I have a lot of pains and stuff like that. So my body is sort of very difficult for me to let go of
Mm,
because there's always something in my body saying, "Ah, it's hurting
bringing
here.
you
Ah, it's
back.
yeah, it's always
Yeah.
bringing me back." So I'm just sort of about, yeah, how could you say, I'm leveling in an area where I'm just about to leave my body, but I just can't leave my body yet. So it takes a lot of training. It takes a lot of hours of training. It's not just, 5 minutes once a week. I mean,
Yeah.
it's every day you have to train at
Yeah.
least for a couple of hours. I mean,
Wow.
once you're lying down and you're trying to get, you're either listening to a meditation or you're listening to the what are they called, the beats, binaural beats,
Yes.
and you're trying to sort of get to a level where your body is asleep and your mind is awake, and
Mm-hmm.
you're sort of trying to get to that point. But that takes a lot of work for me
Yeah.
because of my body pains. So
Have you have you ever tried a sensory deprivation tank or like a floating in a tub of like my cat is insane. She is
she
not
knows
off
she
and
knows I'm here.
is crazy. My gosh. She jumped up right next to me and then like gave me these dagger eyes and I'm like, what is happening? I love her. Oh, I
Yeah.
love her. So
Floating tank.
yes, have you ever
Yeah. Oh,
done
she's
in the
cute.
or in the
Oh,
bathtub or
hello.
anything? Yeah, this is Kit Kat.
Ah, isn't she sweet?
She's a sweet baby. She was the
Yeah.
reason that I was very interested in adopting her is because she was a stray, and she already had like 4 or 5 kittens by the time she was 6 months old. So she had
Mm,
kittens very young, and she's very small.
yeah.
And her ear, I think she had an infection. It's kind of misshapen now.
Yeah, it's like this. They
Yeah,
sort of
it's
go
like
down.
folded over.
Yeah.
Um, and I saw her story, and I just saw how sweet she was and chill, and I was like, yeah, that's my girl. And
Yeah.
so
Mm.
but yeah, sorry. Please go back to the
To the
sensory
floating
deprivation.
tank.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have actually tried once a one of these floating tanks in the salty water.
Yes.
Um, I can't remember what it's called. It's many years ago. I tried it, but where we tried it, there was it was in a gym, a huge gym area, and you could hear the people,
Uh,
bouncing the balls and stuff like that. So it wasn't really that
uh,
quiet, but it
yeah.
was quite a nice feeling. But I have actually been thinking about doing it again,
Do you have a
just to sort of,
bathtub?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Get some salts, good quality,
yeah. Epsom
like,
salts, that's what they're called.
but not Epsom salts. Get
No,
Dead Sea mineral.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And you'll need a lot of it. A
yeah,
lot of it. But like I would suggest looking around because they're more popular now. I feel like there are more places, but also just taking a bath helps. But yeah, unless you'd have to have so much salt for you to be buoyant enough to float.
yeah,
So
yeah,
maybe find a place, but baths are nice. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. They are nice.
Yeah. It helps me kind of like leave my body sometimes when it's like if it's like the perfect temperature.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of that. Um, But have you tried to intentionally travel anywhere like in the globe, around the globe to like travel to, or more in space? Or tell me a little bit about your expeditions that you've had.
I have, I often try to sort of, I had, we often travel to Egypt. So I had a really nice experience. We went into the Cheops pyramid and I had such a beautiful experience in there. And there I had one of the downloads. I
Yeah.
was like, it was just crazy what went on because my whole body just started shaking when I came into the king's chamber. My whole body just started, I was trembling and I couldn't stand up. And I said, what the hell is going, sorry, what is going on with my body? And I was just trembling, trembling, trembling. There were lots and lots of people. And this guy who was working there, he said, oh, sit down, sit down, sit down. Okay. Then I said, okay, I'll sit down. So I'll just, just try to relax and just, you know, receive whatever it was I was receiving because I must have been receiving lots and lots of stuff because my body was just, completely
Yeah.
shaking and it was just amazing the way I was reacting when I went in there. And once that sort of subsided a little bit, I sort of started looking at the walls inside the pyramid
Mm.
and and I was looking at the fissures, where they have assembled the stones. And I just, it was so sharp. I mean, the cuts were so
Yeah.
sharp. And it was just like as if it was laser. And then I found this fissure where there was like this little stone from one side of the slab of the stone. It was like a pinhead that went out from that stone, and the other side of the stone just accepted it. They had made a little hole to get that little stone in so they
Huh.
fit. And I was like, this is just amazing. This is not no way chisel and hammer can do
Yeah.
that. No
I
way.
I went to Joshua Tree, California recently.
Mm,
And
yeah.
when I was there, and yeah, there's an explanation for the geological formations there. Lava coming up and contracting and breaking and shifting. That makes sense.
Mm,
Could
yeah.
also be when they were constructing the pyramids. This is my crazy download that I got when I was in job because when I'm physically there, it comes through like you're
Yeah. Yeah.
describing. But I'm like, what if when they dug underneath the pyramids for the tubes, those energetic chambers underneath. What
Mm.
if when they did that, they like opened a portal and sent dust piles because it's longitudinally on the same line
Yeah.
as Egypt. And I was like, what if they just opened a portal and were like, psh, and like dust piles just dropped? Like, it's almost like sweeping up like, it's just funny.
Yeah.
And also, there were lines and Joshua Tree through the some of the stones, and I was like, I wonder if that's from like plasma laser beams, and that's how they cut the stone, and that's how they
Yeah.
like it's plasma. I don't know.
Mm.
That's just my random. That's really random, but
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like,
But
yeah, the humans didn't do that.
no,
No.
I mean, they definitely got some sort of technology help.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
and what they are finding underneath the pyramids right now is just amazing. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's they have this technology where they sort of look through the ground.
Yes.
It's satellites that are looking through the ground underneath the pyramids,
Yeah.
and they're finding, I think it's, I don't know if it's 8 kilometers underneath
Yeah.
the pyramids. They have these, these
Tubes,
tubes going down with like circles around each tube, going
coils.
down, yeah, coils, exactly.
Yeah.
And that is, I mean, that is amazing. I mean, the pyramids look so tiny compared to those, the height of those
Yeah.
coils.
Well, that's what I
And
mean. I think when they were digging down
yeah.
for that, they
Mm,
might have opened a portal and chucked all the construction debris over in Joshua Tree because it's longitudinally on the same line. That's what I'm talking
yeah.
about. But yeah, I'm just insane. So I could be wrong, but
You
that's what
never know.
yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
might be right.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Definitely. But anyway, when I go, I often go back to that, to the Cheops pyramid because I really liked it there. And I feel such a pull towards the pyramids. And I don't know why, but I just feel a really, really strong pull towards the pyramids and towards Egypt. And I've always loved it there. Yeah,
Okay.
we've been there. We used to travel there a couple of times a year. My husband and I, we go diving, with
Oh,
the bottles. Yeah, so we're advanced open water divers, both of us, and we do a lot of diving. So
that's
we love it there.
amazing. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
we just love it there. I mean, it's so beautiful.
I wasn't sure when you were talking about entering the pyramid. I wasn't sure if you were talking about when you physically traveled there
No,
or when you astrally traveled there.
no, physically.
Oh,
Physically, I've
okay.
been there, but
Okay.
I do return there
Yes.
as,
Mm-hmm.
when I sort of, I would say more, it's more in a vivid state that I go
Yes.
there when I meditate. I go back there, and try to sort of relive, whatever it was that happened there,
Yeah.
with the download. So I do go back there. So you could say I travel back there
You
quite
do.
often. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
That's
But other than
amazing.
that, I do a lot of travel when I go out from, and I see the globe, the planets,
Mm-hmm.
and I sort of I get goosebumps when I talk about the planets. Ooh. And I
Magical.
just, yeah, and I just sort of do the healing of the planet, and send the planet love, and just try to sort of just send lots of love, and I do that quite often actually. So, and
Yeah.
I enjoy that. It's a really good feeling for me to do that, and being, outside and seeing the planet, it just feels like home to me.
Well, that's because you are an angel
Yeah.
and you have been on the outside weaving and
Mm,
creating the net, the
yeah.
safety net.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's obvious.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
I feel at home.
Yeah,
Sometimes I miss
yes.
home, so I have to go out and, yeah, just work a little bit,
And
try to work a little
also,
bit. And
but that's your job. I think what may be happening is it's not, this is interesting. It may not be as much a conscious intention of yours, but rather an observation of your consciousness and your energy body and soul doing that, because that is your assignment. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's so funny. Like, it's like you might be thinking that you want to do that and that's why you do it, but actually you're just observing yourself automatically doing it because it's like
Doing it.
that's your
Yeah.
work. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Uh,
I just wish, I'm working on having a little bit more communication with my higher self, but for now, she's just saying no.
yeah, I know what that's like.
Yeah, it's just saying no.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, give me a break.
So funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's very certain.
yeah,
She's got it handled, don't worry. All in time, in the timing, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Uh yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I'm so thankful to be able to connect with you today. And you have an open invitation anytime to come and chat
Oh,
again.
thank
Um,
you.
is there anything else you want to talk about? Anything else that's coming to mind? Like,
Um, no, not really. If you have a question,
if you were to travel to another sacred site, what do
mm,
you think that might be? Like your next sacred site, where do you think it'll
wow.
be?
Mm, I keep seeing the pyramids again.
Could they be different pyramids? Maybe in Mexico?
Yeah, they could. They could. I haven't
Interesting.
really, yeah,
I think you got to travel around. I mean, you can keep going back, but you can keep going back. Once you go somewhere, you have that experience, you hold that in your
yeah,
memory. You go back in time. I see you doing it.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
and you're actually there. It's not just a memory, it's not your imagination. Like you actually go.
yeah,
So the more you can travel around physically to these spaces, the more you'll be able to revisit them and
yeah,
create the networks.
yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah.
Don't
Mm.
give up on the physically traveling part.
No, I haven't
Yeah,
given up. I haven't
good,
given up at all.
good. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Mattie. I really appreciate your time today. And again, anytime you're welcome back. And I would love to hear from you. Stay in touch. Thank you
I
so
will.
much.
Thank you. You take
Take
care.
care.
Yeah, bye.
I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. I really loved having it with Mattie because it felt like stepping into another layer of reality for a little while and remembering how much more expansive we may actually be. If this episode resonated with you, feel free to share it, leave a review, or send it to someone who loves exploring consciousness, dreams, energy work, and the mysteries of being human. You can find more information about my work, book an Akashic reading, and different offerings that I have in the show notes below. And as always, take what resonates, leave the rest. Thank you for being here with us. Until next time, take care. As always, enjoy this track by Stilo Free, Lights and Shadows.
Cause pressure made diamonds. Lay back, smoking loud in the silence. It's all love, but no trust. Why you think I'm doing too much? Cause pressure made diamonds. Lay back, smoking loud in the silence. I roll up and go up. Why you tripping? Give me no love. Nowadays you don't gotta mind me. In the end, I hope you really find peace. I had to set my mind free. I had to let my soul breathe. Moon sign Pisces, heart broke psyche. Angels all around me, but demons wanna fight me. Feel like I had to fight myself. No, I had to look inside myself. With a predisposition to addiction. Through the negatives, I'm still focused on the vision. It's sorta like that first scene you see in Pulp Fiction. I see the end, but it's really only the beginning. I had to find a way to be grateful for them locked doors that you may close. When doves cry, it's so painful, but the purple rain is so graceful. Cause pressure made diamonds. Lay back, smoking loud in the silence. It's all love, but no trust. Why you think I'm doing too much? Cause pressure made diamonds. Lay back, smoking loud in the silence. I roll up and go up. Why you tripping? Give me no love. I'm fighting battles, lost between the lights and the shadows. Trying to shoot me down, I'm dodging all the ammo. Left me hanging, I escaped from the gallows. Swim through the ether, blowing on a reefer. Running like Rev when he rapped about Adidas. It's like my flow is heaven sent. My energy could shift the cards in your tarot deck. Life ain't always what it seemed. An alternate reality, I'm living in a dream. I got the Stussy on the T with the 501 jeans. Ray-Ban Lokes with the Air Max 3s. Mandela effect, got me living my best. I gotta jump timelines when I'm living in stress. And a spliff in my chest, it got me lifting the bless. Peace, you know the rest.